you one of those people that feels tired all the time? Or do you feel like you should have more energy, but you don't? In this episode, we're going to solve that problem and more. What's up, everyone? Evan here. This is The Art of Mental Fitness. I'm changing the title. I'm calling it Real Mental Health Advice. And a big part of having mental health problems is not having enough energy. I actually hear this complaint basically from everyone all the time. And I am 100% one of the biggest culprits of this. And I kind of figured out a solution. Now, before we start, I'm not going to turn into some health guru on Instagram and tell you to wear your blue light blocking glasses and make a sleep routine and meditate. Nah, none of that garbage. That may work. If you haven't tried it already, give it a shot. I just don't think it's that effective. And next, I'm not going to be the guy who's telling you that this is kind of like my Tony Robbins self-help super motivation. You've got to have a reason to want to wake up for. You got to feel energy from all the love and the passion that you have for your job and et cetera, et cetera. And I mean, that also probably works pretty well. I think I have some of that, but I think that's one of the hardest things to find. So if you're trying to get more energy right away, I highly, highly doubt that would be the way to go. If you want that instant quick boost of energy, all you have to do is chug 17 pockets of coffee and pop 5 Adderall. I'm just kidding. That's a terrible way. Stimulants essentially give you short-term energy, but they don't give you long-term energy. So this is the solution. And it's all mindset. Number one, this is the biggest solution, is you think you should have more energy than you do, and you think whatever you need to do requires more energy than it actually does. So let's break that down. Number one, you think you should have more energy. That's a thought. And what happens is you get stuck in this thought process of, oh, I feel tired. Boom, you're already down the rabbit hole. I feel like I should have more energy. Boom, you're the next step deeper in the rabbit hole. And then you're like, oh, I don't have so much energy. 3, boom, and you're like, I'm so tired. 4, boom, and you just keep going, and you keep going, you keep layering up and layering up. The more you think about how tired you are, the more tired you're going to be. So the remedy for this is to, as soon as you think I'm tired, you need to shut it down. You got to shut it down. You cannot think that. I have a term called manual override for thinking. We'll probably do that in a different episode. But basically, just you're in control of your mind. You need to dominate the mind and tell yourself, I'm not tired. If you feel like you're lying to yourself, then lie to yourself. Because sitting around thinking how tired you are is going to get nothing done. And if you do have depression, if you do have anxiety, it's only going to make your depression and anxiety worse. Fatigue is one of the most common symptoms of both of those. And a huge part of that fatigue is mental, because you think you're tired. You're like, Evan, it's impossible. I highly doubt it's impossible. Unless what you're thinking about doing requires tons of energy. So let's say I wake up and I'm pretty tired, happens, and I'm like, I'm going to run a marathon today. That sounds like a terrible idea. That requires so much energy. Why would I pick that as the one thing I want to do? Anyone who wakes up and runs a marathon is probably going to feel tired because that's a lot of work. Now, that's an extreme example. Here's another example. Oh, I have to work for 8 hours today. Oh, I'm so tired. That's a problem, right? You need to not think about how much energy things cost for my major in economics, but you don't stop thinking about how much energy things are going to take, because realistically, every action you do actually requires less energy than you think. You're actually wasting more energy thinking about it. Okay. So in summary, basically the way to get more energy isn't to like amp yourself up, not to do all these fancy sleep techniques and all this shenanigans. It's to change your thinking around how much energy you should have and how much energy you need. So what you do, recap. 1, as soon as you think you're tired, shut it down. Do not think about how tired you are. You tell yourself, I'm not tired. Lie to yourself. Okay? Secondly, when you start to think about, oh my God, I have to do blankety, blankety, blank, you need to change the thinking. I don't need that much energy. It's not that hard. Push it off. Make it gentle. Make it easy. That's the whole like be easy on yourself. Just tell yourself, I don't need that much energy to do X, Y, and Z. I don't even have to do X, Y, and Z. Okay? Now, those two things are good. And if you made it to this part of the episode, you're really interested in how to get more energy, which is awesome. What you do is you like and subscribe this video. You'll instantly get a boost of energy. I'm just kidding. Anyways, but please do. What you do from here is once your thinking has changed, what you need to do is you need to start to take actions. Okay? You got to get into action. 12-step thing, Tony Robbins thing. You need to start doing stuff. Now, don't start with the hardest stuff first, okay? Like I said, if you're going to run a marathon and you're super tired, you don't start by going out and running a marathon. You take little tiny steps. Get dressed. Take a shower. That usually wakes people up. Put your clothes on. I already said get dressed. Take a shower. Get ready. Eat some food. By the time you're doing that, you're already in the movement. Get outside, okay? Do something. move, go to the dry cleaner, take little tiny baby action steps, and you gain momentum. We have seen this. You gain momentum as you increase it, okay? I want you to try this today. Even if you feel like you kind of have energy, bring yourself to a higher state of energy by being like, I don't need that much energy. I'm not tired. I'm going to do X, Y, and Z. Like right now, I'm going to go to the health clinic, going to go to the pharmacy, going to go stretch it out of the gym, go to the chiropractor. Those things are easy. That could sound like, oh my God, I have so much to do. I don't have that much to do. It's easy and simple. Get into action. Now, that'll probably clean up about 50% of the people's energy problems. Seriously. This is where I'm at now. I'm in the pure mental state. However, there are probably 50% of you otherwise that need additional assistance, okay? Now, in my post, I split this into two. I haven't written the second part, but for my people who think you need additional assistance, right, you need to do a life evaluation, all right? So this is part 2 of the episode. You need to do a life evaluation, and what that looks like is what are some factors that be causing me to be more tired than I quote-unquote should be, okay? It's not always sleep. It's not always drink more water. It a lot of times is diet. I will tell you the one thing about diet. When I took out gluten for the first time, like 7 or 8 years ago, that legitimately gave me a ton of energy. Like no joke. Clarity of mind, energy, peace, like seriously. So changing your diet, that's really hard though. So that's a really hard one. So I'm going to back it up. The easiest one in the life evaluation, right? Am I actually healthy? How do you know if you're healthy? You got to go to the doctor, get a physical. Oh no. But you need to request, especially if you're a guy, to get your hormones checked. Okay. For women, estrogen, thyroid, etc. For guys, testosterone, right? Super, super, super important. Get that checked. It may be complete garbage, and that might be why you're feeling so slow. That's kind of what I'm going through right now, kind of working on the testosterone and whatnot. So that could be a big one. Okay. Get checked by a doctor. The next one for my diehard mental health people. You may be taking medicine that makes you tired. Now, this is a tricky one. Do not go off your meds. Okay, we'll do medication management different. So don't just go off your meds to get more energy. I've done that 4 or 5 times. It always ends extremely bad. And it goes back to the first premise. Maybe you don't need more energy, right? But let's say you do. Let's say you just feel like garbage. I've been there. You may be taking meds that are making you super tired, right? But you need to look at what's called opportunity cost. You may be super tired from the meds, but what are they giving you? Are they giving you stability? Are they giving you peace of mind? Are they giving you the ability to do most things? Because if they are, then suck it up and be tired for a while. I did it for over a year. It sucked, but I did it. And it really, really helped me because my mind was essentially completely blank, free of depression, bipolar, OCD, all these things, kind of. But enough to get me steady and stable and working and doing shit. So that might be worth it. But if you're past that point and you're like, you know what, I'm just not feeling good, go to the psychiatrist. Do not ask them for their advice, okay? You tell them. You say, hey, look, these medicines are making me too tired. What are we going to do to change it? And if they say, I'm going to keep you on the same meds, you literally tell them to F off and get a doctor. Okay, we'll do another episode on psychiatry, but basically let's back it up one more time. Go to the doctor, get your health checked. Hormones, check other stuff, thyroid, etc. Make sure that's clear. If you're taking medicine, especially psych medicine, go to your doctor. Okay? Evaluate. Is this making me tired but giving me a lot of stuff, or is this making me tired and not giving me that much? Okay? So this is my life evaluation. Then 3, yes, classic. You do need to evaluate your sleep and your sleep habits. You know, the whole everyone talks about these, but it's like, do you drink alcohol before you go to bed? Do you smoke a bunch of weed before you go to bed? Because if you smoke a bunch of weed, you're probably going to wake up full of energy, right? Do you do these things that are quote unquote bad sleep hygiene? Do you go to bed late? Do you troll on the internet till like 4 a.m, right? Do you not take care of yourself in that sense? You got to clean that up. And that's super behavioral, and that's such down a different road. And it's really easy to say, do and change those things, but that might be extremely hard. So that I'm just going to take that category like on the table, right? If it's something you can do, but do the other 2 things first. But if you really do have poor, super bad sleep behaviors and you know, those, that time around your sleep, we call it, and never mind, it's an exercise term. But if you have bad habits of that, it's going to be hard to change, but you can do it. Lastly is diet. You got to look at the diet. I mean, if you eat trash food all the time, then you're obviously going to be tired. Like there's just nothing around it. And I will say, I know everyone's all fat phobic and shit. Also, if you're extremely overweight, that's going to make you tired. That's a different post. But if you're eating poor food, you need to change that. Right? But that's another thing. That's super hard to do. It's not easy. You don't get the boost of energy right away. It's not like you eat a salad and then all of a sudden you're just out there running laps. Like it takes time for your body to adapt to the healthier lifestyle and the healthier foods to give you energy. But that'll clean it up a lot. All right, so let's back it down all the way to the first one. Okay, first 50% of people, stop thinking that you're tired. Get out there, shut it down, shut the mind down, start building momentum. 2, don't think about how much energy things cost. Right? Do not contemplate, oh my God, I'm be so tired, I have to do all these things. Don't shut that down. Get started. Okay, you can see the answer. Shut down the mind, get into action. That's the first 50%. Second 50%, assuming you've done the first part, you need to do a life analysis, okay? Physical health, go to the doctor, check out hormones, check on everything. Second, mental health, medications, right? Symptom management, psychiatry, check those things out. Then the second half of life analysis. Look at your behaviors around sleep and nighttime and how you're treating yourself and what you're intaking and what you're doing. Caffeine, video games, and you know what to do. You know what's good. You're just not doing it, and that's something else. And then lastly is diet, like clean up the diet. Again, you probably know what to do. You may or may not be doing it. So if you have problems with controlling your mind and willpower, we can get that done. That'll be one post. If you have problems with courage or you don't know how to advocate for yourself, getting to the doctors and getting to psychiatrists, I will help you do that. And then the last one, if you're having a hard time changing your behaviors, I can guide you and down those roads and help you, but we're probably going to need more assistance than just knowledge itself. You're probably going to need to get some outside help. If you can't change it on your own, try to change it on your own. Like sweet baby Jesus, try to change it on your own. Okay? So hope you guys enjoyed that. If you like to read, I wrote these on Instagram. They're kind of like a little funnier. I think I'm a better speaker than a writer, but it's also nice to kind of read. I also make little funny thumbnails, which are pretty entertaining. So if you guys like this stuff, please like, share with a friend who you think is struggling with energy. Kind of send them a passive-aggressive YouTube message like, hey, bro. So thank you guys. Hope you guys enjoyed that. There's other episodes coming. Kind of got a new little setup, new microphone. Hope it all helps. And I will see you next time. Peace.